This person is asking, you, Louis, once said that thoughts, I've said it more than once though, thoughts are often more powerful than actions. Will you please elaborate on this statement? Well, that's based on a principle that I teach saying that action is 10% of creation and intention is 90% of creation. Our thoughts are so powerful that they direct energy into action, into matter. Remember, in scriptures, it's often written, first there was the word. Well, first there was the thought. The Creator has a thought, and that gets put into the universe. So that's thought, that's intention. And the same as above, so below. When we harness a thought, have an intention, that summons energy from the divine, from all the cosmos, and directs it, as you've heard the phrase, many of you, form follows thought. Where your consciousness goes, your consciousness grows. So there's a directing, powerful force that we have with the power of thought. And in that respect, it's much more far-reaching, all-pervasive, all-permutative, if that's a word, through all realms of creation, whereby an action occurs in a singular time, moment, and place. It's much more finite, and thought can be much more far-reaching. For instance, I can be sitting here in my chair in Southern California and put my whole focus and concentration on something in Beijing, China, and something could happen there because of the power of my thought. Now imagine you add to the power and focus of a thought the saturation of the thought, then picture other people joining in a unified thought form, and it amplifies and amplifies and amplifies. So yes, indeed, thoughts are much, much more powerful than actions in terms of the magnitude and in terms of the far-reaching scope of where they can reach and what they can do, infinitely beyond the physical limitation of our corporeal form, which can only be, well, for most of us, at one place at one time. The thoughts transcend all time dimension, all planes of existence, all levels of consciousness, all realms of creation, and have the same impact, but whereas action can only be, as I described, in that finite sense, thought has the same power, but everywhere at all times. So for that reason, it's also very, very important to be responsible for one's thoughts, for the very same reason, because form follows thoughts. What you place your focus upon, you create, and you summon the full power of God, of all the cosmos, to move that into creation. And knowing that also, I would hope, would empower people and illuminate people to recognize that every human being has way more power than he or she gives credit for. People limit themselves so much in thinking what they're capable of, but just understanding this concept truly in your cells helps you to realize that you can achieve almost anything. And it all begins with that power of thought. And then making those thoughts as pure and as loving as possible. That too is very, very important.